Hey everyone, I'm giving away a GoPro Hero 4 session camera just like this one on the channel if we hit 1,000 subscribers before February 20th. So hit that subscribe button and you'll automatically be entered to win a GoPro Hero 4 session camera just like this one. Now I have a full vlog coming from my trip to New Orleans, lots of car content inside of that, but I wanted to release this video first at least so you can see my experience with the car that I drove when I was down there, and that was the 2017 Volvo XC60. Check it out. Hey everyone, I'm Rob and welcome to the test drive. So today I am in New Orleans and I'm gonna get to do a kind of quick walk around review. I will get some POV footage driving and things like that, but basically what I'm driving while I'm down here is the Volvo XC60. This is the T6 model, so it does have the more powerful of the two 4-cylinder engines that are available. It's actually a very nice car, but it is being redesigned, has been redesigned for 2018 model year. So probably a lot of people that can get very good deals on the 2017s that are still available, as well as obviously like the certified pre-owned and used models that are out there. So anyways, we're gonna check this thing out. I really do like it and I hope you enjoy it. Starting with the front. Now, this design has been around for a long time and definitely shows its age a little bit, but it also has aged very well. But again, if you look at the new 2018, it's so much more aggressive. This one looks just really not that aggressive from the front, even though it's a very nice looking, very elegant vehicle. So I mean, I do like the front. It does look very nice. Certainly looks like a luxury vehicle. You have some very nice rims on this T6 model, and I really do love the profile. I mean, again, even while the front itself with the headlights is not that aggressive, it has a really aggressive stance. So, you know, you look at the back, I mean, it looks very good. I mean, I really do like it. And again, this is the T6, it's all-wheel drive. I like the Volvo badging too, how it's spread out like that. It's just a very nice, very clean, elegant design. Now we're gonna jump in. Now this has, I love how the mirrors are black versus this light blue color on the rest of the car. It does have keyless entry. And we jump in here and we have a nice interior. Now you look at the infotainment screen here. It is much smaller than a lot of its competitors. The new 2018 has a much bigger, much larger infotainment screen that's also a touch screen, kind of replaces this entire center stack here. You know, you obviously have kind of a dated look here with the buttons. It really does have a nice futuristic look here though, in the instrument cluster. I'm gonna start this up here, just so you can see for a second. So again, very nice futuristic look there. You have a very nice steering wheel. You have some contrast stitching throughout the vehicle. So you look at the seats here. This looks very nice, very soft seats. It's just an elegant vehicle. I really like this shifter here too. It's very nice. Backup camera. Not my favorite backup camera, but it works just fine. There you go. Here you have your nav, which actually the navigation system is quite cumbersome to use. I imagine it's much better in the new redesign. It's certainly much larger. It's just kind of cumbersome, and entering address information is not the easiest thing to do. You have a really nice panoramic moonroof here, and it has a pretty large back seat. We'll get back there. I'll show you the trunk as well. You also have Some safety features that come standard with this T6. You have blind spot monitoring, and it also has auto start stop, which actually in this Volvo really annoyed me more than other vehicles, so I would turn it off immediately. Part of that is also trying to drive in a city like New Orleans, constant stop and go traffic, having it constantly turn on and off, especially if you're trying to take off quickly. It just doesn't really work well with that. Just the startup, I mean, when you take your foot off the brake, how it feels like it just delays for a little bit to start up and then actually give you power, you know, send that power to the wheels. It just is kind of infuriating, and again, really doesn't benefit you much in terms of fuel economy anyway. I mean, yeah, if you're sitting for a long period of time in one spot, I guess, you know, it's gonna help you with that, but, you know, for me, it's not worth the aggravation, I guess, of having to wait, you know, not being able to just stomp on it immediately, which sometimes in a city you have to. Just getting to the back seat here. I mean, you have a decent amount of room. I sit pretty far back. I'm 6 feet tall, but I probably sit further back than other people my size. So again, my knees are kind of bumping into the seat here, but it feels very nice back here. I like these headrests here too. They're kind of a little, you know, futuristic shape. Such a nice design though. I mean, these are very soft seats, and these are the standard option, and I like it a lot. It's a really comfortable car. You don't get any crazy amenities. I mean, you get some 12-volt outlets throughout the vehicle. You have heated seats in the front. And I really like this contrast stitching throughout the vehicle. Now you do have a power liftgate. And you do have actually a pretty large trunk for the size of the vehicle. I wouldn't have minded a smaller trunk and having a larger back seat, but you do get a lot of cargo room. And I love the dual exhaust here too. Now this XC60 is the T6 model, so it has the more powerful of the two 4-cylinder engines. This one has a turbocharger and a supercharger on it, putting out 302 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. And I really like, obviously, the amount of power feels great, but then the fact that it's a supercharger in addition to the turbocharger is awesome, because you get a little bit of that supercharger whine. I mean, again, this is really quiet when you're at a low, you know, if you're not really hammering the accelerator, but at the same time, if you are, you get that supercharger whine, and the supercharger also cuts down on that lag that you typically get from a turbocharged engine. So I really do love that. You know, it's a very cool setup to have a turbocharger and a supercharger, you know, on a 4-cylinder. You really don't ever see that. This rides extremely comfortably. It sounds pretty good. I mean, it sounds better than a lot of turbocharged 4-cylinder engines. And this is mated to an 8-speed transmission that shifts very nicely. Again, it's one of those transmissions that has a lot of gears, but it doesn't really feel like it unless you're traveling, unless you're cruising at a high speed, and then obviously you notice because of your low RPMs. So you get your blind spot right there. I kind of like it inside the car here. I mean, I think I probably prefer it on the outside of the car, but you know, it's nice in here. I've seen some Nissans that have it inside the car as well. And this navigation system here is zoomed in all the way. Sometimes I feel like I'd like it to be a little bit closer. Part of that is too because the screen is so small. It's nice to at least have a navigation system. And you're gonna notice a big improvement in the new XC60, because it is basically a full touch screen. You know, the entire center stack almost is a touch screen. Kind of similar to, I guess, what you see in a Tesla, although I like it much better in the Volvo. So I hope you enjoyed this quick kind of walk around POV test drive, literal test drive review. A lot of the other reviews I do are much more in depth, but I don't have this car for very long and I'm kind of running from one place to another the entire time with it, so not really getting to do a very in-depth review, and it's an outgoing model anyway, but at least this way you get to see it. Hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to check out the other videos on the channel and subscribe if you'd like. Again, my other reviews are a lot more in depth than this one, but anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.